We're going to go ahead and talk about the Falcons.
Fuck the Falcons.
The Falcons lost 34-10 against the Miami Dolphins, who were 1-6, and Tua had just thrown
And fallen
4 interceptions.
and have. And multiracial McDaniel has one foot out of the door. He literally says, in order for you to win, you have to score more points than the other team. The most obvious statement in sports history. And Tua got an eye infection.
Couldn't even see out one eye. Couldn't see.
Took one eye to kick our ass like the way he did.
No, it didn't. It took Mike McDaniel. So I did not get a chance to live stream the game. Happy birthday to my sister again. It was her birthday weekend celebration. So we went out. And I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, rough weekend. Cowboys got stomped out too, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure I send her that. But this game was so disappointing to watch. Backstory: Michael Penix was out. Bone bruise.
Can't blame him for this.
And I knew if anybody was going to be hurt, or if there was a chance of him being hurt, then we weren't going to play him. So we come back with Kirk Cousins. Yes, sneaky. The Dolphins had the worst defense in the league. And while
we allegedly have the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
I'm not, and that's where I was going. I'm not going to blame Kirk for this. I'm not going to blame Kirk. Kirk was told he was going to be the starting quarterback, took all the offensive reps, got ready, and then an hour before the game, they told you your number one receiver is not going to play. After kicking off your third receiver, kicking him off the team. So I'm not going to blame this on Kirk, even though he didn't look great. I saw the same frustration from Kirk that I saw from Michael Penix against Carolina. It's a Zac Robinson thing. Kirk was mad about getting the plays in. Kirk was mad about taking so long that he couldn't make adjustments at the line. That's why the Dolphins dominated. It was one dude, the safety, Brooks, for the Dolphins. They just let him run all over the place.
Jordan Brooks, 10 tackles, 1 sack, 3 TFLs, 1 quarterback hit.
Yeah. Because you can't make any adjustments at the line of scrimmage because Zac Robinson takes so long to get the play in.
And
Bijan Robinson had 9 carries.
In the pistol.
Bijan Robinson had 9 carries. Bijan Robinson had 9 carries total. What you gonna do, bro? 4th and 7. Down. Really trying to stay in the game. What's the play call you think we called, Norwood, on 4th and 7? What would you call?
Me with this team, especially with Pitts, I'm running a mesh. I want people moving so that we could probably throw to. I'm also throwing things to the wide side of the field, not the short side of the field, like we love to do. And I'll probably run some play action, something else that we don't do well.
Viable, right? All of those are pretty good. We know what he did.
The
bubble screen to Kyle Pitts, who was getting blocked for by David Sills, our 5th string wide receiver, who Kirk Cousins advocated to be on the team. This is the worst offensive coordinator job I've seen in a long time. And we had Arthur Smith as head coach.
I will say that this is probably the most disappointing lose in Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
One of them. I think we've had multiple losses like this, which is why we can't find a good coach. Because this normally how you get fired is you have these inexcusable losses.
And the loss itself would have been bad. The ass kicking is where it gets to a point where it's just, I don't know what else you can do. You can't lose to the Miami Dolphins, who probably, if they lost to us, multiracial McDaniel probably going home.
Tua's bench going home. Jalen Waddle's traded. The defense was the worst in the league. The defensive coordinator is probably going to he's going to get another job now.
Yeah, you held what believed to be a rushing powerhouse to 45 rushing yards on 17 carries.
No, you didn't. You didn't hold them to nothing. They ran the ball 9 times with Bijan Robinson. 9. At this point, and then you double down. I'm talking to Raheem now. Then you double down and said you're not making any changes to play calling. When your backup veteran quarterback is on the sideline begging Zac Robinson to do anything.
They're going to make changes to your life, Raheem, soon and very soon. You're going to be doing something else. You might as well call and see if the Rams will let you come back, or see, I think that Brian Flores is doing a really good job, and I think that he'll get hired somewhere. See if you can piggyback and be a defensive back coach or maybe a DC somewhere. But I have said since the beginning of the season, I really said since dealing with him and Zac Robinson, Raheem, I just never got what your unique skill was, and what they told me it was is he is a people connector, and I didn't like that. But he's a black man who has won a Super Bowl as a coordinator, and people say great things about him. He has a positive attitude. He ain't getting it done, and Zac Robinson has been terrible since he got here.
Mail him to Stillwater. He's already mentally checked out. He's going to Oklahoma State where they run that wacky ass offense with the pistol and all that stupid ass shit. Send him over there. Send him
And
over
Raheem,
there.
I blame you for that because you allow him to commit to the pistol. And I want to be very transparent with you guys here. I know a lot about football, but I'm also not the most knowledgeable person ever to walk the earth. If you watch anybody talk about the Atlanta Falcons offense, everybody says the same thing. It is simple. It is predictable. You can tell by the personnel what the play is going to be. Dan Orlovsky has talked about it. Kirk Binkert has talked about it. Across the
any former quarterback.
Anybody who's watched football before looks at the Falcons. That was the joke. That if you play Pop Warner football, you could probably figure out the Falcons. That's embarrassing.
You don't use Algier is one of my favorite players. He needs to leave and go to Kansas City next year immediately. They will run you and give you the ball. You be the feature back, or Denver, or anywhere else that's winning. Just leave. Just leave. And I said this.
Huh? Go ahead.
I said this in the college era when we were talking about college with Brian Kelly. You have to coach something. Raheem may work with the DBs in practice. He may work with the defense. Remember, he coached receivers with the Falcons too. He may coach receivers, whatever. During the game, I see nothing. I don't see him talking to anybody. I don't see him firing up the squad. I see him clapping when they run off the field, but I don't see him do anything. And when your offense is so terrible, Bijan at one point had the most yards in the league, and we were averaging 10 points, 10, 12 points. You as a head coach got to do something. You got to go say something. You can't just let them keep running that bullshit, and you don't do anything. And we're going to talk about Jeff Obert, too. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you talk. But Jeff Obert, bro.
I want to shoot him a little bit of bail. Number one, I want to say that if you have an offense that you know is not going to score any points, then the other offense is like, we're going to get enough opportunities. The other part is, as much as I don't know if Mike McDaniel will ever be a good head coach, I do think he is a very good offensive coordinator. And if you look at what he has, and you look at the situation that our defense was going to be in because our offense was going to be this terrible, that part, could you have played better? Yes, but I also think that Mike McDaniel with a stacked deck is going to make it difficult. But for me, Raheem, you allowing Zac Robinson to stay in the pistol. The team that runs the pistol successful is the Baltimore Ravens. You want to know why the Baltimore Ravens run the pistol successful? Because there's an RPO option. you don't know if Lamar is going to give the ball to Derrick Henry or if he's going to run the ball himself or if he's going to pass it. Michael Penix is not Lamar Jackson. Michael Penix is a standard, traditional pocket passer. No linebacker is concerned about Michael Penix getting to the edge. Conversely, we shouldn't even be trying to put him in that position because of his injury history. So him not being under center puts us behind the 8 ball in the first place. The defense already knows he ain't running the ball, so there's no threat there. So I can play my standard defense because it's obvious. And we double down on the pistol because that's all Zac Robinson knows. Instead of saying, hey, Bucko, you got to figure something out, especially into your second year. The first year, it is what it is. We let that rock. You did that with Kirk, even though Kirk, same situation, wasn't pressing the edge. So why are you in the pistol? And for us to stay in it for no reason just proves we're committed to being dumb. And that is why I think more than anything, the fan base is not even disappointed. I think the fan base is hurt right now. This is the first time across the board where I've seen Falcons fans, they're talking about Jabari Smith, talking about, I want to take my tattoo off. He has the Falcons tattooed on him. And we're all dejected. This is a bad place for us to be right now.
Here's why I say I don't give Ulbrich a pass. I do and I don't. I told y'all. I remember I told you, I said I was going to told y'all, right? Falcons Camp Confidential. Defensive line. I said, hey, it's going to be difficult for us to stop the run, kind of light in the pants on the D-line. Our biggest defensive lineman who's supposed to be the nose tackle is 33-year-old or 32-year-old David Onyemata, who's only 305 pounds. And that's at his heaviest. And the discussion that you and other people said was, hey, look, we're going to live and die by the blitz. Well, we dying. Our linebackers are hurt. Jalen Walker's hurt. Avatar, Devon Diablo's hurt. And JD Bertrand ain't it. Caden Ellis can't cover nothing. And you got exposed against San Francisco because they just ran the ball up the middle of the field. You also got exposed against Buffalo, but Josh Palmer got hurt, and you were able to kind of mask that by blitzing because they didn't have the greatest offensive line. But I told y'all, they are manipulating the safeties by flooding the zone. And in your cover 3, Jesse Bates is essentially in the middle of the field, right behind the linebacker / safety. So all they do is either run somebody at him behind him, and he has to take somebody behind him, or they run somebody in front of him and then follow him and flood his zone with somebody behind him, or they do it to Xavier Watts. And there's nothing you can do because all you're playing is cover 3 because you can't really get to the quarterback because you have to all out blitz to get to the quarterback. Told y'all you need a defensive tackle. I told y'all that Jesse Bates was getting manipulated because he's forced to play cover 3 only and he likes to jump routes and all they do is flood the zone. I told y'all that our linebacker depth gave me pause because I was like, hey, we're really not that outside of Devon Diablo, who was an unknown at the time. Caden Ellis is great at rushing the passer, but he gets cooked when it comes to coverage. That's what happened last year with him and Landman. They used to get cooked. All of that is coming to fruition.
Can we add a little bit more of this to, hey, you guys should maybe add another receiver to this roster? Just maybe.
Told y'all that you needed to probably move Mooney to the speed guy on the inside and get a second receiver.
You guys, it's like, and I know Reggie probably got pissed off because every week I'm like, man, these guys just free agents just sitting at home, and we not gonna call any of them and say, hey, do you want to play receiver? Like none of them. And I will even say I blame the team. This is where I do blame Terry.
Yes.
Mooney has been hurt. Mooney has never not been hurt the whole season. So you knew he's been hurt. You never backfilled that position. What did you expect to happen? You were one injury away. Right. Well, I mean, it's kind of inconsequential. Ray wasn't saving us from this ass whooping, and we never were in a position to be successful at the wide receiver room from the beginning. I said it in the draft. You should draft one. I said, hey, man, even if you don't draft one, there are guys who are available. And I'm talking about guys who are available until the first week of the football season. It's not like, oh, everybody got picked early. No, these guys are just laying around like, hey, man. I know Amari Cooper ended up retiring. We didn't kick the tires on that. We couldn't get that guy. At least try. There's not enough effort here. So for me, no.
But I mean, hell, I ain't really confident that getting a second wide receiver is going to do anything with this tragic ass offensive scheme. Ain't going to do nothing either.
Oh, well, that is the other part about that is another wide receiver is not saving you from this stupid ass pistol. I gotta say this
here. Yeah.
I gotta say this part. I'm going through a very rough period in my life. Brian Snicker, out of here.
Yeah, he retired. Or is retiring.
Raheem, he needs to go. Billy Napier, gone. Quinn Snyder just lost to the Bulls. Coach Boykin, I am at 5 coaches that need to go, and I have 6 teams. The Tampa Bay Lightning is the only thing I got left.
That boy went to hockey. That boy said, look, man, y'all playing hockey in Florida. That's my team. That's what I'm trying to listen.
Every other team, the person running my team, I think needs to be fired. I don't know, man. I deserve something nice. I'm not one to say I don't think I deserve everything nice. But all of my coaches have to be terrible.
No, all your coaches make stupid decisions. So Raheem Morris doubling down on Zach Taylor is a stupid decision. That's a stupid decision. I don't care. See, that's millionaire problems. I can double down on stupid because at the end of the day, I'm a millionaire. And I'm going to be loyal to Zac Robinson because he may get a head coaching job and I may need to be a DB coach somewhere. Cool. But he should be fired. Doubling down on Zac Robinson is insane. You already fired Jimmy Lake and you brought in Ulbrich. Cool. And you're right. Terry Fontenot. If I can see that we needed help on the defensive line, if Norwood can see that, hey, Mooney got hurt on the first day of training camp and missed the rest of training camp.
And even if he was 100% healthy, we still needed more than what you gave us.
Our right tackle decision off. He played well he did as well as we. Elijah Wilkinson has played.
I don't deserve this, Reggie. I don't deserve this.
You didn't go get another corner, although another corner wouldn't have mattered. They just threw the ball for 2 weeks now. And again, this is what happens when you play a Shanahan offense. Once they figure out that you can't stop something, they do it over and over again. Last week, they knew that you are soft run defense. They ran Christian McCaffrey straight at the middle of the field for the last 3 quarters of the game. That's what they did.
Everything feels like poverty. We ain't got no receivers for the Falcons. We ain't got no pitchers for the Braves. We ain't got no backup point guard for the Hawks. I don't got shit.
Mike McDaniel figured out that all I got to do is flood the zone and then throw the ball to Jalen. He man turned off all his lights. Flood the zone and then throw the ball to Jalen Waddle, who's faster than everybody. That's what it is. So, and then now we play the most difficult part of our schedule. I think we played Indianapolis, New England, and a bunch of other teams that are like at the top of the division. So, whatever. I think we still got to play the Jets, but hell, they won. So we can move on, man. Whatever, man. The Falcons, y'all gonna, as we said at the beginning of the year, somebody gonna come drive this Ferrari. If you can't, Mike McDaniel gonna come right in here. We're gonna get a defensive coach, Brian Flores as the defensive coach, with Mike McDaniels as the offensive coordinator.
Can't do that. You can't do that. Remember, they were in Miami kind of at the same time. I don't think those.
Can't hear you at all, brother. Cannot hear you at all.
I'm coming back. I broke my light. I'm hurt. Let's see. I'm probably. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh my God, it's blinding me though. But you got to remember, because I spent a lot of time in the airport thinking about that. Remember, Mike McDaniel replaced Brian Flores. I doubt that those two guys want to be buddies and work together.
Hey, man, that situation ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that sounds good. No,
fine, whatever. As long as Mike McDaniel's the offensive coordinator, I don't care. As long as the offensive coordinator, you can bring